Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars review. Now I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to actually make this one. Today we're going to be looking at one of the sets that I've always wanted since I was a kid, just that commercial.
The fate of the galaxy is now in your hands. With the new LEGO Star Wars Slave 1, you can load Captain Solo, arm your weapon systems, man the cockpit, and take off with the most feared ship in the galaxy.
So nostalgic. I love it so much. I remember going on LEGO's website and watching this commercial over and over and over again, and also the one for the Trade Federation set that I would love to get someday from this time period. But anyways, enough reminiscing. Today we're going to be looking at the number 6209 Slave 1. This includes 537 pieces, originally retailing for $49.99 when it released on January 1st of 2006. Now, I initially got this as part of a yard sale haul, but it was incomplete, and then I went to another yard sale a few years later and ended up getting a complete copy with all the minifigures and even the instruction manual here, which mimics the front of the box for the time period with that silvery Star Wars logo and Darth Vader's head in the corner there. I love this. This is so great. I really wish instructions can go back to this style. I love seeing Bespin in the back of this. That's just so amazing. You get the order from LEGO Shop at Home by mail-in from the back. LEGO Club. Piece count for a few pages, leading to an advertisement for some of the other sets available, including that Death Star, which is really interesting to see that they advertised some of these larger sets in the instructions back in the day, and also some of the alternate models for this set. Hey, look, it's our first Boba Fett mech. Hopefully we don't see another one. You'll also see some of the play features in here, as you would also see from the back side of the... Wait, what? What's that? I mean, seriously, I really wish this is something that they did with this figure. That would have made this set even better than it was, and probably make that an even more desirable figure than it already is. To start us off, we have the man of the ship himself, Boba Fett, who is not exclusive, also coming within the 2006 Jabba's Sail Barge set. This is in the light bluish gray compared to the old light gray that we saw the last version of Boba Fett in, so this was brand new for the time period. The helmet mold will be the same one as you saw introduced in that 1999 set, 7 years before this set's release, which has the jetpack molded on to the top of the helmet. No facial expression, because LEGO didn't really do that with these characters back in the day. You only get the plain black head underneath the helmet, and I also have to say, having this in hand, this is one of my favorite figures from LEGO Star Wars back in the day, just because seeing it in the video game, and it looking pretty much the same exact way as you see here, this is probably my favorite version of Boba Fett, even though we've seen better versions in the future. Dengar also makes his very first appearance in LEGO form. This version is exclusive. We get a brand new torso print and also a brand new facial expression for the time period that you'll also see appear in other Star Wars related minifigures. It's the classic smiley face, and it's just... This is just so hilarious. I don't think that's what he looks like underneath this mask, which is reusing the Ninja hood piece, which was introduced in Ninja and would later appear in Ninjago sets in 2011. Get the clip piece connection, I guess, is nice to store his gun if you want to put that there. Also that gun, I love that gun. I wish LEGO could bring back these accessories and also just these. This is so nostalgic. And to round out our line of bounty hunters, we have IG-88, who is exclusive, who looks very similar to the assassin droids that we got in the battle pack. However, we get 2 curved arms and not one straight arm, one curved arm like you'll see in that battle pack there. Get the stud from the very back and just that full-on silvery look to this guy, which is really great. And even for that serving hand piece, getting it in that color is really great. Another standout figure of this set has to be the Bespin guard, and that has to solely be due to the arm printing, which is crazy to see that they did that. You get the printing from the front of the torso as well, and you also get that classic smiley facial expression just on the reddish brown for the flesh tone color, which is really great to see and is also exclusive to this set and remains exclusive to this figure. I also believe this hat piece is a brand new color for it as well, which is also really great to see. This is another just amazing figure. This set is full of amazing figures, and I don't know, it just might be my nostalgia talking when it comes to just the designs of this era and them appearing within that complete saga video game. And to round out our figure selection, who can forget about this exclusive 1x2x5 wall element print of Han Solo in Carbonite? Now, we actually have been getting Carbonites in this style more recently in sets, and I believe we were supposed to see this style return for Han Solo within a diorama for this year, though unfortunately that got cancelled or delayed. I don't really know what's happening with that. There was a leaked picture at one point, but unfortunately I can't show that. For the time, I think this was a great way to represent the Carbonite. It shows off Han Solo front and center, and you also get a bar connection from the very top, which is covered up by a grate. While we're in Cloud City, you can have Boba Fett carrying Han Solo, or at least he'll be levitating from underneath like that. I wish they included some sort of like transclear piece just to make that work a little bit better, because when you stand him on the actual ground down there, it's just gonna fall over. Another thing I have to say about LEGO Star Wars back in the day is that they did not skimp out on minifigures. I mean, they did not need to include these three guys, but they did. I mean, they could have easily just given us Boba Fett and Han Solo and his Carbonite, have done with it. That's really the two figures that actually fit within the set, but they gave us two extra bounty hunters, and they gave us a character just to better build this scene of Bespin and also just arm printing. Oh my gosh, could this set be any better? Well, to answer that question, I think it's yes, because this has to be the best version ever of the Slave One. I mean, I don't own the UCS version, but as far as the minifigure scale Slave Ones go, this is probably my favorite, even though it is missing a few things that are on modern day ones that I think are really great. I just think nostalgia has taken over me in this video. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna be so biased. So first things first, I did want to move the camera and just show that this can be shown in the flight position, as you see here, or in the landing position, which is really great. As you move it between positions, the wings will move by themselves, which will also move the little area in the cockpit there for when you sit Boba Fett. You can lift up this front part of the cockpit. It is a little hard to get this on and off at times and click it back on and off the studs. Really, the most annoying thing about this is the fact that it could easily get scratched. This one is not in too bad condition. I've seen some in worse, but just have to say be careful when it comes to this particular piece, as it could start looking ugly at any point if you play around with this thing too much. Get a little control print right here on this 1x2 tile, which we saw introduced the year before in the 2005 Imperial Shuttle. That's another set that I'd really love to get someday, just like the UCS version. But anyways, we're gonna plop our minifigure of Boba Fett, sit him on the studded area, very nice and easily. So when you have him in the landing position, he'll just be sitting like that in his ship. But as we move into the flight position, you'll see that he makes his way up there, which is really great that they were able to capture that design with all the different Technic features in order to make sure that this works the way that it should. Some other fun features in this set include this spot that you can open up by just pushing down on those clip piece areas, which will move the hinge plates to reveal this gigantic cannon here, which in order to launch that off, you get this spot, which you can move. I'm going to just point this away from us because it's going to be very painful otherwise. And it launches. out into the distance, never to be found again, and I do not recommend pointing this at other people. LEGO does make a point in the instructions not to point this at other people, even yourself or at your eye or anything, because it will damage you. Underneath that, we have two more other little storage compartments. This time you get different type of clip piece connections. And we have some pretend rockets, which you can just remove and pretend to drop down at your enemies. If it wasn't self-explanatory, same exact thing from the other side, and you get that hinge in order to just move it out to make it easier to remove. From the very end over here, you get another little cabinet that you can open up, and you have some more little guns that you can build up. You can put that cone piece on the front of the classic style gun, get the same thing from the other side as well. Another thing I really love about classic LEGO Star Wars is that they weren't afraid to just include fake guns and not have any like random stuff like the rapid fire shooters and all of that nonsense. You can move this in sort of a 360 direction. It will stop at a point there, but you get a lot of range of motion. And this is also connected using a Technic connection, not a spinny plate, by the way. And you get that from both sides at the bottom, and I just really love these older classic style gun molds, which I don't think they've been using in sets nowadays. I might be wrong. I haven't seen these in a long time, just memory serves. Finishing off with some of the hidden compartments over here. This doesn't have anything in it. Neither does this one, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Had to move that out of the way. And that does also tease another one of our features here, where you have this little resting spot where we're gonna put our good friend Han Solo in here. Maybe we'll put it in, yeah, we'll put it in like that. And you can load it up by moving it like this. There you go. And he's nice and hidden within the ship. If the giant cannon, the fake rockets, and the guns weren't enough, we also get bombs, which if you lift up this, they will go rolling everywhere, and they are represented by these unprinted white head pieces. You want to make sure that this part is completely lowered in order to make sure that you can store them back in there, and just when you lift that up, they'll go flying as it lifts up the little spot that holds them. Finishing off with just the outer design of this set, you can see the wings, which are the same exact design from both sides. You see a little bit of tan, which I don't know how accurate that is, but it is what it is. A lot of these brown pieces and also the sand grain pieces are going to be brand new recolors for the time, I believe, and would later appear in a few other sets. And that brings us to the very, very back of the build, where you can see the engines and such, and just the foundation with a lot of the plate pieces and also the different upside down slopes in order to help connect everything together. One thing that is missing from this that you'll see on modern day Slave ones is that handle, which is something that I think is just really needed on these sets, and I really love when they include those types of handles, just because it makes it easier to carry this thing around, because otherwise I'm just holding it like this or holding it like that. I mean, holding it like this, shaking it around, it's not going to break. I definitely appreciate that this is sturdy enough to make sure that this won't break if a kid is playing with it. But at the same time, that handle is just so helpful to allow you to carry this thing around and just make it fly like you would see it in the film and everything, which is really cool. But anyways, love this build. I think LEGO did a really nice job. They have improved upon the Slave one, but this is definitely one of the best that they made. So overall, for only $50, I think this is a great deal. Minifigures are great. The build itself is one of the better Slave ones that we've ever gotten, and again, it just might be nostalgia and rewatching that commercial over and over again back in the day that's getting me on this set. But you also have to keep in mind the last Boba Fett Slave one that we got was back in the year 1999, and that was 7 years ago, back in 2006, so I think it was definitely time for them to remake this build. Looking at how LEGO remakes stuff nowadays, X-Wings, TIE Fighters, and all sorts of other things, I don't think they're waiting nearly enough time. I mean, certainly there are things that really do need attention as far as remakes. A lot of the prequel era stuff is really in dire need of some remakes in the future, but I honestly don't think LEGO really knows what they're doing, especially when it comes to them making stuff like mechs at $15 price points, which I just think is ridiculous that we've gotten to this point. There are just so many things that we could be getting that would certainly be better and certainly sell better to that wider audience. I mean, mechs exist for themes like Marvel and Ninjago. It doesn't exist for Star Wars. There are no mechs in Star Wars. But anyways, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on this set? Do you have this in your collection, or is this one of those white whales that you would love to get someday as far as Slave 1s go? Tell me in the comment section below. I would love to hear it. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!